What's it going to take to make the Lucas Championship 4 at Eldora? We'll dive into the numbers today, plus we'll preview tonight's 410 action at Lincoln, and we've got news from the ASCS. Let's go. It's Thursday, February 23rd. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily. With Dirt Car Nationals done, Dirt Late Model Racing for Speed Weeks is complete, and now we'll get a bit of a break before the season continues in March. I wanted to double back, though, and talk about Lucas a bit, especially when it comes to their new Chase for the Championship format. Back in December at the PRI show, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series announced they will decide their 2023 champion with a version of a playoff-type system. They'll have 4 drivers going to Eldora for the Dirt Track World Championship with a shot at the title. There are 4 rounds of elimination through the season, starting with the May 27th race at Lucas Oil Speedway, followed by July 15th at that same racetrack, August 26th at Port Royal, and September 30th at the Pittsburgher. They'll go from 15 guys to 12 guys to 8 guys to then the final 4. There are cash bonuses along the way. The champion gets $200,000, and the total point fund is just a little over $1 million. I wanted to double back to this, though, because I wanted to try and get some idea of what drivers will need to do to get into that Final Four in terms of performance this season. Unlike what we see with, say, the NASCAR playoff format, the point standings still very much matter with Lucas. In NASCAR, a win basically gets you in, but that's not true here. A driver and a team must find their way into that top 4 by the Pittsburgher to have that shot via the traditional point structure. So if we take the previous 3 seasons, we can get some idea of what it might take to do just that. And this coincides with the data I have available on Lucas in the DirtTracker.com analytics database. In 2020, your Lucas top 4 were Jimmy Owens, Tim McCreadie, Jonathan Davenport, and Josh Richards. In 2021, it was McCreadie, Hudson O'Neal, Davenport, and Owens. And this past year, it was McCreadie, Brandon Shepard, Ricky Thornton Jr., and O'Neal. The 4th place man each of those 3 years scored an average of 6,863 points, but that number will vary depending on how the schedule shakes out, so that's not quite the metric we're looking for. If we look at average finish, though, which seems to be the best correlation we have for championship success with these formats that reward consistency, here's what we find. The average finish for the 3 champions back to 2020 was 6.4. Owens was 6.89, and McCreadie had average finishes of 6.11 and 6.2 in each of his championship runs. Basically, if you can get into the 6s with Lucas, you're going to have a shot at the title, at least under the previous format. Second place drivers averaged a finish of 7.68 those 3 years, while third was 8.5. And that all-important 4th, which will be the final spot, those drivers averaged a finish of 9.53. As for the major stat categories for that 4th and final spot, the other major stat categories, we've seen an average win count of 3.33, an average top 5 count of 15.33, and an average top 10 count of 30.33. So grab 3 wins, 15 top 5s, and 30 top 10s with an average finish inside the top 10, and you'll have a good shot to be in the mix come Eldora later this year. If you want those numbers as percentages, you'll need to win 6.8% of races, finish top 5 31.5% of the time, and finish top 10 in 62.3% of races. If we take a look at the current Lucas standings through the first 10 race nights, these numbers and percentages appear to be in the ballpark. Tim McCreadie has that 4th spot right now with an average finish right on 10th on the number. Devin Moran is on the outside looking in. He's averaging a finish of 10.5. And if you want some early predictions based on these numbers in recent past history, I like McCreadie and RTJ for sure here. The other 2 spots I think will be a battle between O'Neal, Moran, and Davenport, and I'd probably give the edge to O'Neal and Davenport in that group. And I think the next 2 out of this are going to be Tyler Erb and Earl Pearson Jr., and potentially Tanner English if he goes Lucas instead of Outlaws. Those guys are pretty traditionally kind of on the outside looking in. And then the problem for the Championship 4, though, will be if Davenport is in that group. In recent years, only Brandon Overton has more victories at Eldora than Davenport, but JD leads all drivers in top 5s and top 10s. JD is also 2nd in average finish to Overton, with McCreadie 3rd. I think RTJ, Moran, and O'Neal will have serious work to do to their Eldora packages this season to try to be ready for that championship weekend. So there you go, an idea of what it will take to go to the Dirt Track World Championship with a chance. If you want to see any of these numbers for yourself, find the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series section over at dirttracker.com/analytics. Before we move on, a quick shout out to some new channel members who have joined in recent days. Thanks to Dirt Track Pools, Jim, Greg, and Jason for jumping in with extra support. We're now at 55 total channel members, I believe. Channel membership right now is $2.99 a month. Get you some added perks. You get a merch discount, shout outs. There's some emojis and some different other things you get. You also get a free decal. To check out the program and to support what I'm doing here, click the join buttons on the channel or the videos, or visit youtube.com/dirttracker/join. If you want to help out in a free way, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That will help make sure you don't miss any future episodes, and hit that like button on the videos. That thumbs up button tells YouTube you like this video and encourage them to share it with more folks. All right, tonight at Lincoln Speedway in Pennsylvania, the 410 Sprint Car season for the Posse regulars gets underway. The Icebreaker weekend wasn't officially supposed to start until Saturday, but a chilly weather forecast for the coming days, combined with what is going to be a spectacular day on hand today, had the track promoters rethinking things. So while they monitor conditions for Saturday and Sunday, they went ahead and added a 5,000 to win show for tonight. We talked back on Monday about the interesting backlash that Lincoln faced for the move, but it looks like they'll have a decent field of cars, and this is one we will get to see on Flow Racing, as Lincoln has scaled back that streaming slate for 2023. Looking around on the interwebs, looks like we'll see names like Chad Trout, Anthony Macri, Alan Crimes, Brent Marks, Justin Peck, Danny Dietrich, and some guys from outside the area like Tyler Street and Michael Lutz. And I'm sure there'll be plenty more than that who are coming, but those are the ones I've just kind of seen on social media with the cursor you look around. Freddie Raymer is the reigning Lincoln track champion, picking up 6 wins a year ago and topping Dylan Norris and Danny Dietrich. Double D was actually tied with Raymer with 6 Lincoln victories in 2022. Other drivers with multiple wins at the track last year included Macri, Matt Campbell, and Brent Marks. If you're nearby, tickets are $20 and the grandstands are set to open at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, or like I said, you can watch it live on Flow Racing. We talked last Wednesday about the ASCS losing Lucas Oil as their series title sponsor, but it doesn't appear to be slowing them down at all. Yesterday, the National Tour for 360 Sprint Cars announced they will again have a $200,000 point fund on the line, with the champion earning $50,000 of that. In the release, series owner Terry Maddox said, quote, "With Lucas Oil backing down across the board, there has been some rumor spreading, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that I'm not cutting anything. To say this wasn't a setback would be false. It stopped me from increasing the point fund as originally planned, but I won't be going backward either. Just another hurdle to clear and making things better," unquote. Obviously, anytime you lose a major sponsor, it's a blow, but keeping things status quo shows the confidence that Terry has in the series and in building for the future. That ASCS title should be wide open this year, as Blake Hahn had won it the previous 2 years, but he told Speed Sport back in November that his plan for 2023 is to focus more on 410 racing this season. That could mean an open door for someone like Wayne Johnson or Matt Covington, or possibly a newcomer here. The series will again be streamed live on Flow Racing, and their first race is coming up in a few weeks, March 17th at Devil's Bowl Speedway in Texas. There are 4 shows on the streaming services today. Flow Racing has that late added Lincoln 410 show and Flow Racing 24/7. Speed Sport TV has day 2 from Fayetteville Motor Speedway, the North Carolina Speed Week they've got going on, and there is Dirt Vision now. To see the full daily streaming schedule anytime, head over to dirttracker.com/watch tonight. Hope you guys have a good Thursday out there. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more.